Get ready for some backstage comedy beef behind the laughs.
What?
In this video, we see Katt Williams bring the heat with explosive accusations against Steve Harvey.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Harvey tries to play it cool, but can't resist firing back. Meanwhile, rapper Boosie joins Team Katt, and even Bernie Mac's daughter gets involved. It all started decades ago with the legendary kings of comedy, Harvey, Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, and Hughley. Massively successful on stage, but behind the scenes, not so much. Especially between supposed alphas Harvey and Mac. Now fellow funny man Katt Williams is spilling all the tea, claiming Harvey was jealous of Bernie and tried to undermine him. But Harvey says Bernie denied it before his death. Is someone lying? Fast forward to today, where Katt lights up Harvey again in a wild interview. Harvey vaguely claps back on social media, and Boosie jumps in to defend his man Katt. This beef ain't dying down anytime soon. With big egos and bigger laughs at stake, it's about to go down. Let's dive into the drama. The comedy world was rocked when Katt Williams gave a bombshell interview on Club Shay Shay with NFL legend Shannon Sharpe earlier this month. Williams held nothing back, spilling piping hot tea on the biggest names in comedy, including Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. But he saved his harshest attacks for actor, TV host, and relationship expert Steve Harvey. Williams lobbed accusation after accusation at Harvey, from calling him jealous of Bernie Mac's success to claiming Harvey stopped doing stand-up after losing a supposed comedy battle to Williams himself. The interview instantly went viral, with clips spreading like wildfire online. At first, Harvey seemed content to just ignore the inflammatory comments from Williams. But as the interview continued making waves across the internet, Harvey apparently felt compelled to respond. Days after the interview aired, Harvey fired off an intriguing tweet, writing, "You don't have to address your haters." The vague tweet suggested Harvey was taking the high road for now, but he didn't stop there. In an accompanying video, Harvey doubled down, stating,
Like, I got somebody really attacking me right now. I mean, really going after me, man. I'm just waiting to see what God gonna do.
So while Harvey never mentions Katt Williams by name, it's clear he's referring to Williams' verbal onslaught against him. And if you thought this was the end of Harvey's clapback, think again. He followed up with another video, turning up the heat even more.
Sometimes the oppositions comes from the most unsuspecting places. Sometimes, man, you gonna get blindsided. But you gotta understand how the devil works, man. The devil is evil. He don't fight fair. This thing in life, that's not fair what they saying about me. That's not fair what they doing about me. And it wasn't fair how they did Jesus, but they did it anyway. You are not going to get away through this thing called life without opposition. But let me say this though. Be careful when you hear something that's laid out to be the truth. And because the person that's telling you what they say is true is speaking eloquently, don't be deceived by that. There are some people who know how to lie so well. They know how to sprinkle in just enough truth and wrap it inside their lies where they got you thinking that somebody telling the truth. Beware of that, people. You can't be righteous and negative at the same time.
The gloves are off, and this beef is just getting started. With two comedy kings at war, the drama is set to explode. Let's dig into the origins of this clash and see where it goes next. The original kings of comedy. The seeds of this clash were planted back in the late 1990s, when producer Walter Latham had a bold idea. Bring together the funniest stand-up comedians for a massive arena tour, instead of just having them play small comedy clubs. Latham assembled a legendary lineup for this tour: Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac, and later Hughley. In interviews, Latham revealed his original concept was for a Def Comedy Jam reunion, not specifically the Kings of Comedy. As Latham stated,
it didn't start as a Kings of Comedy idea. It was the Def Comedy Jam reunion idea that I had initially.
Okay.
And I called a friend, Stan Latham, in LA, who was the director of all of Def Comedy Jams. He co-managed some of the talent. So I figured he could help me get Martin and bigger people like that at that time.
Right.
And we tried that for like a month or two, and he could never come up with anything. And that's when I was at my son's football practice one day on the phone, like I was always on the phone, sitting in the bleachers, and that name just kept nagging at me.
Right.
And I didn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
So I always could count on Bernie to do what he does. So I called him first, called his people first.
Gotcha.
He was like into it immediately because at that time, if you read his book, he was kind of at a crossroads with his career. He didn't know what was going to go on with his career. And I called Cedric because I was doing all of Cedric's dates up to that point.
Gotcha.
I was his promoter.
Okay.
And I called Steve because I saw him on a HBO special. I had never seen him do comedy.
Oh, wow.
Saw him on an HBO special with his yellow suit. And I was like, hey, he could be a good addition.
Right.
And so I called him last.
Okay.
But I had the other two, got him.
That's right, because D.L. Hughley was
one
not.
other person.
Okay, got it.
A lot of people don't know that. So.
Right.
The comedy hype channel.
So it turned out that Bernie said in the GQ article that when he got Ocean's 11, Steve had reached out to the producers and said he thought he would be a better fit and tried to get the part and blah, blah.
So multiple sources close to the situation indicated Steve Harvey's jealousy about Bernie Mac's meteoric success after their tour led to sabotage and subterfuge between the two comedians. Their bitter tension would only grow more heated from there. But apparently, Harvey had a different take on the GQ article's claims. On BET's Conversations with Ed Gordon interview series, Harvey directly addressed the supposed feud with Bernie Mac. Harvey admitted he was initially very upset about the accusations, saying they simply weren't true. As Harvey told it, he and Bernie Mac had enjoyed many positive times together over the years. But after that controversial GQ story created bad blood between them, Harvey approached Bernie personally. And according to Harvey, Mac denied ever making those scathing remarks featured in GQ magazine. Despite their past competitiveness, Harvey took Bernie at his word that the comments were fabricated. In Harvey's own words, "I was upset at first because it just wasn't true. Me and Bernie had a lot of good times together. And then this article in GQ came out and put all this vicious stuff in there. B said he never said it. I had to take him at his word for it. So Steve Harvey chalked up the feud exaggerations to media drama and hype. Even with rumored tensions in their past, he maintained faith in Bernie Mac's integrity. Harvey's perspective on this shows that beneath the surface-level conflicts, the two legends ultimately respected each other and moved forward. However, fellow comedian Katt Williams tells a very different story. Williams had long greatly admired Bernie Mac's comedy brilliance. Katt felt there was more to the story that hadn't yet been fully unveiled regarding Harvey and Mac's beef. Katt decided to bide his time until 2024 to completely expose the behind-the-scenes drama. In his now viral Club Shay Shay interview with Shannon Sharp, Williams unloaded a barrage of bold accusations against Harvey related to Bernie Mac. In Williams' view, Harvey was intensely jealous of Mac's talents and resented his success after their Kings of Comedy tour together. Katt alleged that Harvey wrongfully believed he was funnier and more handsome than Bernie and couldn't accept Mac's rising stardom in TV and film. As Williams boldly stated on Club Shay Shay,
then you asked it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say. After Bernie left, them same three guys I'm telling you about, the Kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the fourth king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it, cause you did. And that ain't the way comedy works. The king is the funniest. Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed. It didn't matter where Bernie went. You think if Bernie went first, he wasn't the king? Get out of here.
in this lengthy diatribe, Williams alleged Harvey resented Bernie Mac's talent and tried to undermine his career out of jealousy. He also claimed Harvey and the other Kings wanted him to join them after Bernie's departure, but he refused out of loyalty to Mac. The accusations of backstabbing and trying to sabotage Bernie's film roles aligned with Mac's own earlier allegations in the controversial GQ interview. So despite Harvey stating publicly that Bernie denied making those claims, Katt Williams clearly feels the truth has not fully come to light yet regarding the two comedy icons' rivalry. But this dive into Katt's incendiary comments doesn't end here. Let's look at his own rocky history with Steve Harvey. In the early 2000s, Katt Williams was blowing up in comedy. Steve Harvey even hyped him up when introducing Katt at the BT Comedy Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the hottest young comedians in the country today. I'm telling you, he got my stamp. This cat is hot. Please put your hands together for Katt Williams.
ever. But once the pleasantries were over, Katt turned his signature hard-hitting comic skills against Harvey.
But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is some other shit. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch man.
So, in that now famous Club Shay Shay interview, Katt revisited the Detroit gig, and he boldly claimed his performance was the reason Steve Harvey hung up his stand-up comedy shoes for good shortly thereafter.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore.
So in Katt's telling, he didn't just go toe-to-toe with Harvey that fateful New Year's Eve. He ended Harvey's stand-up career for good. Williams took full credit for Harvey's decision to leave comedy behind shortly after their showdown. Whether or not that's the actual truth, Katt clearly relished the opportunity to recount his epic battle with Harvey years later. While Steve Harvey and Katt Williams have clashed both on and off stage, another player in this drama is controversial rapper Boosie Badass. Boosie has tremendous respect for Katt Williams, and he was quick to stand up for Katt after the shocking Club Shay Shay interview. During an Instagram live session, Boosie made it known he wouldn't tolerate any disrespect.
Man, I ain't got nothing to say about the Katt Williams situation. I don't know about nothing about that. I know he a real nigga to me. Like I say, bro, I came home, I ain't had nothing, man. Invited me to his concert. Got me front row seat. When I was leaving, gave me $15,000. That's real. Everybody else was screaming my name, all kind of celebrity. They ain't even give me a speak. They ain't even speak to me when I came home. That man gave me $15,000. I ain't even know him, bro. That's all I can say. How many celebrities was hollering free Boosie? I saw him, they ain't even acknowledge me. They gave me $15,000. Doing that. He did that from the heart, man. He knew what I had been through, bro. The man knew what I had been through, bro. I'll never forget that. When I see him, I'm definitely gonna bless him, bro. And I keep 15, 20 in my pocket at all the time.
Boosie explained that when he was